As a woodworker, I appreciate fine craftsmanship. And this house is turn of the century. This door is just a masterpiece. What we've got is two veneered panels that are book matched together onto a solid panel on this mahogany door. Mahogany is a premium wood for doors because it's relatively stable and it doesn't expand and contract as much as a lot of other woods. And this door is about 100 years old, so it has held up really well. Maybe even more than 100 years old. I believe this is turn of the century. So this, when I talked to the client here, I was admiring the door, and she said that she would love to find somebody to restore it. And I said I could do that, and she quickly said yes. So I'm going to start a job today, which is not tree work, it's woodworking, which is something I really enjoy. So if you look at it really closely, you can see that it's really dried out, and the tree, or the door, is in need of hydration really badly. On an exterior surface of a door, a lot of people will apply like a marine spar film finish, but that's only good for a year or two, and then you've got this film finish that starts to flake. I don't like that idea. I would rather apply an oil finish and have the wood reabsorb the oil and basically add some moisture back into the wood, and it'll be a whole lot easier to reapply in the future. Whereas if you do a film finish, it's not easy to add new coatings to a film finish, because as it does start to flake off, you have to sand it all the way down and get it all the way back to a point of where you can start over. I'm not going to do any sanding on this door, but I will hit it with some steel wool, and the steel wool will help clean it and take off a little bit of the old finish. But if it look at it. It's important to identify what kind of finish is on there, and it does appear to be an oil finish. I'll soon know once I start working on it.
I pulled off the nameplate, which doesn't have a name inscribed in it or an address.
And you can see what color the door should be. But you can also see that at one time there was two other marks where there was a little bit larger plate that was on here. So what this tells you is the effects of the sun. Because in the afternoon, this door is just baked intently by the sun. So it'll be interesting when I put the oil on there to see if I can bring back some of this color. I'm sure it'll be darker, but through age and through intense sunlight, the wood does bleach. And I don't really want to put a stain on the door. I'd rather it be all its own natural wood colors that come out, because a stain is actually a bit like a paint, and once you start adding colors to the wood, then you lose the reality of what the wood should look like. If absolutely necessary, I guess I could do that, but I'm going to try and preserve the patina and the beauty of the age of this door. What I'm doing first is I'm cleaning it with steel wool. I'm using 0, which is not too fine but not too coarse either. Then I'm getting it with the naphtha. Naphtha will bring out, will clean it really well and take all the bits off. And it's very important that you feel what you're doing, because if you feel any rough spots, you want to hit them again with the steel wool. Because at the end of the day, you want the door to feel good. You don't want it to feel rough from the old finish. So I've taken it down to a point where I'm not quite ready for testing the oil out yet. I still have a little bit more work around some of these edges. But the oil reveal will be interesting. Now when you're cleaning with the naphtha, it'll give you a close approximation of what the oil will look like, but it dries almost instantly. It evaporates quickly and it takes off all that dust and sanding debris. So you can see that it will darken up the wood quite a bit, and it gives you a better indicator as to what to expect. Hopefully the darkening of the oil that I've chosen will bring it just a little bit darker still. And there you have it. First coat of oil. I use teak oil because it has some opacifiers in it to help in the UV protection. But as is any wood oil, you're going to have to keep applying it. And in this case, it should be at least an annual event. If you keep up by putting the oil in there, then you're reabsorbing the oil into the wood. I used teak oil in this case because it's an exterior grade oil. That doesn't mean you can just put it on and forget it. You have to keep applying the oil. And this is just one coat. It doesn't have a whole lot of sheen to it. It takes 3 or 4, maybe even 5 coats of oil to start getting that sheen back. And I've got to continue to come back. And tomorrow, when this totally dries out, even this little bit of sheen that you see here is going to be gone. And the next time it'll get a little bit better, and then a little bit better, and a little bit better. And once again, the benefit of oil over a film finish is you can keep reapplying it and keep renewing it quickly. So that's my recommendation on this door, and I hope the client is happy. Of course, I have to keep coming back for more coats. So far, so good. Okay, real quick tutorial on doors and door construction. What you've got are rails and stiles, and they're connected together with, in this case, 2 floating panels. If you used a solid wood panel in here, it would expand and contract quite a bit through here. But what they did, and this is from a long time ago, is they used either a solid wood thinner panel that they applied veneers to on both sides, so that this panel, even though it does expand and contract a little bit, will float in here. There's a little bit of room on either side. You don't have to worry so much about the up and down, but the whole door expands and contracts this way across the grain of the wood. And that's why you're not going to get a whole lot of expansion down here. You're going to get a little bit here and a little bit here, but the majority of it is here and here. And if this was all solid, then you'd have more of a problem. And you'll see a lot of doors that do have solid panels in there, and you have to leave more of a gap inside here. And as I said before, this is mahogany. It's a very stable wood, and it's known for being one of the best woods for doors.